Hi guys, so this is the initial review of the Samsung Gear VR powered by Oculus. Now these VR headsets, it's virtual reality, it's the in thing nowadays. And what's good about these headsets, they're very cheap because all of the processing power and all that comes from your phone. So this works with the Samsung Galaxy series phones. I believe it's backward compatible all the way from the latest Samsung Galaxy S8 Plus, the S8, of course the Galaxy S7 series, and I believe it goes back as far as the S6 when it comes to compatibility, and yes it does. So the S8, S8 Plus, S7, S7 Edge, the Note 5, the S6 Edge Plus, S6, S6 Edge. So pretty much from the Note 5, and then the Galaxy S6 series and up to the current S8 Plus phone. So it's compatible with all of them. Now, if you remember, last year when the Gear VR first came out, it was a white one, and this is all you got. What Samsung have done now, they've actually included a controller, a mini controller, with their Gear VRs now, and they've actually changed the color from white to black. So we're going to look at this in a bit more detail and do a side-by-side comparison from a features perspective, physical look and feel of the older Gear VR that came out in 2016 to the current modern day version 2017 Gear VR with the controller. Here we have the Gear VR with controller. This is the second iteration in the Gear VR headset series. The one that was launched last year was a white version and it didn't come with a controller, and to be honest, just looking at it, I think other than the fact that it's black and the one last year was white, I think the major difference is this controller. Anyway, let's take this out the box and see what it looks like in a bit more detail. So let's look on the side of the box here. It does say that you have a cinematic wide view. The 2016 one also had the same wide view. It has an immersive 360 experience, just like the older one, and this has a controller where you can actually point and interact within the VR, within the virtual reality world, which is of course a brand new feature. And of course you have hundreds of VR apps and games. I believe that as of right now there's over 600 compatible apps and games that work with this head unit, so that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool indeed. Just take this out here. Oh, it's upside down. Oh, here you go. Guess that goes in there. So here we have the Gear VR controller, and here's the Gear VR headset itself. That's there. So that's what you get in the box. So let's look at this quickly. Here's what it looks like. So it looks exactly the same size as the older version. Now roughly it looks like the same size. There's a little difference though. On this particular one, there's actually a lock feature where you can actually lock the cover in place, and you can unlock it here. There's a little switch that toggles. Alright, the other one didn't have that, so you can actually lock and unlock the cover screen, and then you pull this back here and this comes off. It's pretty cool, and it's actually a flat cover. Right, here are the lenses, and what else? doesn't look like anything newer compared to the last one. So you have the same, 101 degree field of view via these lenses. And again, let me iterate that on the older version you have the same 101 degree field of view. So what else is different on this? So if you go here along the side, here we have our home button on this one, and we also have the back key, and here we have our volume switch, which we can toggle up and down. So it looks a little, what I'm going to do in a second is just compare this to the older version, because I do have that with me as well, so we can do a side-by-side comparison. And here along the top we have our lens adjuster, where you can adjust the focus. And here we have the Gear VR powered by Oculus logo on the side here. And here we have the cloth, the felt cloth finish that you attach to your face. And there are the lenses, and there's a little sensor that detects when you put this on your head. Now, I haven't seen any noticeable difference in any improvements in this, because one of the issues I had with the older version is when I put this on, my sweaty forehead would touch the lenses and it would smudge. And I've noticed that in this one, I haven't really done anything to improve that. It's the same build and everything. So I guess I just have to be extra careful when I put this new one on and use it. And of course, here we have the grooves here for the head strap to go on, right? And it goes on there. So that's that. So let me just put this back on for a second. Alright, and let's look at the controller. So here is our trusty VR controller. So in here we have the user guide. And what else do we have in here? So here is the there's a Velcro strap here. And here we have some adapters here as well. Alright, so that's a USB Type C, and here's mini USB, and here's another little adapter. So just put those here. What else do we have? We have the head strap for the VR headset itself. Here we have a little wrist strap. This is what you would use to put onto the actual controller itself. Right. What else do we have? A lot of stuff in this box. We have another Samsung strap of some sort. And here's the actual, here's the controller. So I guess just by instinct, this is how you hold it, obviously. And your thumb actually can control this button here, and it can actually click it, right? And I'm guessing this is actually a touchpad as well, so you can actually easily navigate within the VR world. Here's your back button right here. There's a back button, there's a home button, and then you have an up and down key for volume. There's an LED indicator right there, just above the Samsung logo. On the back here, you have a trigger button, which is really good. So when you're holding it in the world, you hold it like this. You can use your index finger to press the trigger button here, and then your thumb can navigate this button along the top here, which also can press. Here's a battery compartment, and does it come with batteries? No, it doesn't, but it takes 2 AAAs. Alright, so this is a pretty cool. Now you can get this separately, so if you do have the older 2016 Gear VR, you can buy this separately for that headset, and it will work with that setup as well. Oh, so it does give me a set of fresh AAAs, Here are some no-name brand AAAs that you can use straight off the bat, straight out of the box. I never really use these. I just get a brand new fresh set of alkalines and use those instead. But if you cannot wait to go to the store and buy yourself a fresh set of alkalines, I guess you can use these. Now, let's look at the user manual, because I want to know what these other straps are, because I know this is for the VR headset, but I want to know, and I know this is for the controller, right? You actually can put it in there. I'll just take this out. So I was looking at this. This is, yes, home key, back key, indicator light, everything I said. This is actually, yeah, I did confirm, this is actually not just a button, but it's actually a touchpad as well. Right, so you have that mouse capability. So this is a device holder, right? So you get two flavors of the device holder. You have a micro USB device holder for those other Samsung phones that don't have the USB Type-C connector. So this is the adapter that you can use. That makes this VR headset compatible with the older versions of Samsung, right, that don't have the USB Type-C. They have the mini USB, so you can use this lock switch. But it does come with, let me just unlock this one, the USB Type-C one, which is already in place here, right, for the Samsung S8 and S8 Plus phones. So here's the, right, so if I want to take that out, I just pull that up like that, and this is the USB Type-C, as you can see here, right? So if you have the older Samsung phone, like the I think the Samsung S7s and S6s, of course they don't have the USB Type-C. You can you put this one down, and you can use the mini USB one, which is right here. So what I would do is put this in place, and it just falls right in place like that. Right here, just plugs in. Let's pull that back a bit. Oops, oh, pull that up. So you just pull this up right here. If you look closely, just pull that up like that, and you see those connectors there. Just line them up with this. This goes right in place. It actually slides in those two grooves right there, right, like that, and it slides in place. And you can use it now with your other Samsung device. Right, that take the mini USB connector. So that's that. Not bad. So let's just compare so we know these are all the straps for the headset, and we know this is the strap for the controller. We looked at the controller just now, right? And we looked at the adapters and all that. What I want to do is just do a quick head-to-head comparison between this and the older 2016 VR headsets. Let me just put this cover back on. So on my left we have the 2017 Gear VR, and on the right here we have the 2016 Gear VR. Now, one of the noticeable differences is that with the 2017 one you do get the controller. Now, don't panic. If you have one of these, you can actually buy these separately, and these controllers work with the older 2016 model as well. Now, that being said, just looking at these two devices, you can see obviously the covers are a little different. So on the older model, this is what the cover looked like. Right, it has that curved finish on the ends. This one is actually flat, as you can see here, just flat, right? And it has more of a glossy look to it. This one is more of a matte finish, right? When you look inside here, the lenses are about the same size and everything. I don't really see a difference in the lenses. The housing maybe looks a little different. Like one is white, has a white perimeter. The other one is black on this one. But the lenses generally look the same to the naked eye. When I checked the specs, the lenses are exactly the same size spec lenses as well. And I did mention earlier that both of these do have 101 degrees field of view, right? And they did state that with this one now that there is an improved distortion correction function that's in place right now. Honestly, I don't think that feature comes with this. It more will come with the Samsung S8 and S8 Plus phones that provide that improved distortion correction. Now, one of the other noticeable differences as well is that this has that lock-in feature that I talked about, a little toggle switch that locks this in place. This doesn't have, the 2016 one doesn't have that. You just pull it up and that's it. There's no lock. Now with the 2016 one, you only get the mini USB connection there, right, to connect into the older Samsung S7s and S6s. This actually comes with a USB Type-C connector, as you can see there. And as I showed you previously, you can actually take this out and actually replace it with a micro USB 1. So this has that replaceable locking mechanism, right, which makes it then compatible, backward compatible. I'm talking about this one with the, of course, in addition to this S8 and S8 Plus phones, the older Samsung phones that work with this, like the S7s and S6s and the Note 5. So like one other thing I want to show you as well. Let's put these aside. Obviously, they both have the adjusting the focus. They both have that switch along the top here, but on the sides here, looking closely, the look and feel of the buttons are all different. So on the older model, you had this touchpad thing here and like this D-pad looking indentation here, right? And that was that what you had. And you had the back button up here, and here's the volume switch. So the volume switch, the toggle switch, which you can see here, is exactly the same on this as well. Both have the same toggle up and down volume switch. And however, on this one, in addition to the back key that you have here, they have a back key here. They have a home button right here on the new one. They don't have that on the old one. They've done away with that D-pad looking indentation thing there that you see here on the old one. They don't have that on here, right? Because now you have the controller. That controller now is what you would use to navigate around your VR world. You don't need to be touching anything on the side here like on here, right? But they're roughly the same size, as you can see. There's no difference really in the size of the units. Pretty much identical. Yeah, identical in size, just different colors, and some small differences in the controllers, because this one has a controller that comes with it, so you don't need that button on the side, the D-pad touchpad on the side, and of course the USB Type-C connector that you get now on the newer model. Other than that, they're pretty much identical. Thing to note, because this has that glossy finish, it does smudge easily. So just keep that in mind as well. It does smudge pretty easily, but I don't think that really matters because you're going to be using this and you're going to be in a virtual reality world, right? So I doubt you're going to care how it looks on the outside, to be honest. So here you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the 2017 Gear VR compared to the 2016 Gear VR. The only major difference is the fact that this has a controller that comes with it, and it has a USB Type-C adapter that connects to the new Samsung Galaxy S8 and S8 Plus phones, and it also has an adapter that you can change into the mini USB one so that it can be backward compatible with the older Galaxy phones like the 7s and the 6s and the Note 5s. Now, if you want to know more about this particular Gear VR and the controller, check the links below the screen. And if you're interested in getting yourselves one of these kits, check the links below the screen as well. Hey everybody, so I hope you enjoyed that video. Now I'm going to ask you to do two things before you leave. One, there's a button right up here on the screen to my right here. Click on that and that will take you to our website, www.redtechbot.com. When you get on that site, there will be a button there where you can actually sign up for our newsletter. And when you do sign up for our newsletter by entering in your email address, you will automatically be entered into all of our tech giveaways. And by tech giveaways, these are some typical examples of what we will be giving away. And these are some examples. There's other stuff as well. And the good news is, you just have to enter your email address once, and it will automatically be entered into the pool every time we do a draw. And we will use that email address, of course, to contact the winner to tell them, hey, you've won something. And it's really cool. And of course the newsletter will have updates on tech reviews, what's coming up new, what's coming up next, new stuff in the industry, and even information on future giveaways, right? So it's really, really nice newsletter that we're going to be sending out. And one other thing is, on this side on the screen here, up here, on my left, you click on that and you will subscribe to the channel. Now by subscribing, of course, you will be at the forefront of any new things that are happening, any new videos that are coming out. And what I will also be doing is I'll be doing videos where I'll be talking about what we're going to be doing as a next giveaway, right? So you want to be subscribed, tuned in to that as well. So it's going to be a fun year and fun years to come as well. So yeah, that being said, you guys have a great day.